tonight's topic: male personality traits. Here we go. And on that.
What's up, Blueprint family? As my wife said, tonight's topic is the male personality traits. Um, I thought this would be a good topic for to bring up discussion on characteristics that women can look for in men, and then also too desirable characteristics for men. These personality traits are not necessarily permanent characteristics traits, but these are fluid in a way as far as ways that men can grow, learn to be leaders, or suffer from themselves, traumatic situations that ultimately shape the male personality. So, if we can go ahead um, and dive in.
Well, yeah, because like you were just to pinpoint that about women, that they can definitely use this as a way to discover what men that they like. And,
And put it into words. So that's a good
yeah.
point. Similar to, let's go back to the video that we had discussed yesterday of the females who were attracted to guys with chains and gang members. Instead of them saying that, they're probably more so attracted to alpha male mentalities. And so, since we're talking about alpha males, let's go ahead and begin in that direction. So, let's define what an alpha male is. Alpha male is dominant and charismatic. So they have crez, according to the young people out there. That's the lingo they use. A born leader, super successful. He leads, rules, and dominates. And alpha male is charming, attractive, and expresses his ideas with conviction. There is a natural capacity in him to captivate others by his appearance, words, and actions. He is always the center of attraction. And what's fascinating is that people love to be dominated by him. He is, of course, an extrovert and knows how to do things and who to delegate the tasks.
Yeah, you are pretty familiar with alpha males that in the workplace. Not to cut you off, but
Mhm.
we're all, familiar with seeing those alpha males are the ones that are the main leaders and that definitely stand out,
Right.
beat their chest, like, you know.
Well, I mean, also to management. You see a lot of alpha males in the management executive positions. So as myself, these people thrive on wanting to lead and coach other people. I would say that is a characteristic of alpha male. Also, is someone who is a teacher. Let me mute my phone. Someone who's
Yeah.
able to provide um, input into people, and the result is you get the output of what you're looking for
Yep.
in their performance, and they can lead a team, and it shows that their success
Naturally. Yeah.
naturally, and then also their failures too. So
Mm-hmm.
as an alpha male, you have to be able to deal with failures, um, because everything you like to control everything. So therefore, everything lives and dies on your judgment.
Yeah. I think that's what really gives them like the purpose of understanding their purpose. Because if you really understand your purpose and what you're here for, then you can take those failures, a little easier because you're more driven and focused on the purpose. I think
Hmm.
that's what's really kind of attractive about alpha males. It really makes them the ladies' man because they're really confident within who they are, and women are naturally very attractive. Sometimes they're even very I guess not flamboyant, but they're very expressive in their clothes, like with big chains and stuff like that. Very much like those girls that we were looking at, yesterday, saying that those were things that they were attracted to. So,
Yeah, and then to continue on, this is why he becomes an effective, efficient boss. An alpha understands his purpose and priorities. He will never waste his time. people talk about him and are amazed by his qualities. He is
Hmm.
most successful in his group, which we talked about, can possibly be super rich or able to become one if he's not already. So, like I said before, these people know how to control the room. They're your hosts, they're your managers, they're your coaches. Pretty much, they can guide and lead a group of people, their families. They do a good job leading their families. Um,
Yeah. They're also big on like their flirty behaviors. So for women in romantic relationships or the women that come across an alpha male, you will commonly see that when they talk to you or in conversation with you, they'll flirt and smile, even if they're not really interested in you. So that's like something very, important to pay attention to, just in case you're not you come across a alpha male, you're not hypnotized by his charm, because he will definitely put that on you. um Quite different than a beta male, which is our next male that you will commonly come across. And our beta males, actually, believe it or not, are commonly sought after for husbands because they can be easily taken advantage of. More so, they're more modest, kind of like easygoing, a little less likely to put up a fight, much more likely to listen to you. Great for, I guess, those strong women that are more in their masculine, in the sense of maybe as the provider, they have a lot more money. They're able to be with a man who will, take on maybe of the stay-at-home dad role. Maybe that's common on the rise now. I actually saw something about that not too long ago. Stay-at-home dads being on the rise. So yeah, beta males. They are also the nice guys. They're soft spoken, good natured, easygoing, responsible. So, your quiet guys that you find, not really wants to bring too much attention to them, very opposite than the alpha males who like that.
yeah, but also too, they're in their professional life. A beta male is often ignored. His
Yeah.
potential is not noticed by his boss. He doesn't get appreciated in promotions as much as he deserves. So believe it or not, because they are faithful and somewhat submissive, women prefer to get married to beta males. These modern women prefer to be married to beta males. Now understand this. Exceptional women often at times have longer relationships with beta males because they themselves like to be alpha women. They like to play the large role in the relationship, which there has to be some sort of balance to the dynamic of that type of relationship. I get it, but you're not going to find much as far as a leader or a
Mhm.
charismatic person in a beta male. I wouldn't encourage anybody, any men, to be beta males out there. You need to strive to actually be more so leaders in your community so that you can coach. And also, too, you need to be able to coach your children,
Yeah.
parent your children. So, beta males often, and then you want to be that example for your son if you have children as well.
So do
So,
you think beta males like maybe are denying a part of their masculinity because maybe they're shy, or maybe they were raised by single mothers, so they're not as confident within themselves? Do you think you would see that more, or
yeah, of course.
if they had like fathers actually in the home, then the boys would be more confident in taking on that leadership role. But if they don't really see it, they can kind of be a little standoffish to it and be more easygoing, more likely to take on whatever a woman has to say because they're used to hearing their single mother, lead them and guide them. Nothing wrong with that. It's just doesn't allow them the opportunity to step up and kind of be a man and make those decisive decisions that women, we definitely need to make sure our husbands have.
Right. And then that's a lot of the majority of the men fall into the beta male category. We have some pixelations happening with our Instagram live
Oh
folks.
no, sorry,
Um
Instagram Live.
so yeah, the majority of the, I would say the average man is more so the beta male.
Mm.
You don't, there's more people in management that are alpha males, and so therefore they have to lead somebody, and they're leading the beta males.
Yeah.
So that is what's going on in that dynamic as far as work relationships and professional situations.
Yeah, but that might not even be such a bad thing considering we're moving into more modern times and considering that there are realistically, like you said, more beta males out there. Does that mean that, modern women who are making a lot of money should take on these beta males so that they can, like you said, in a way, lead them in and maybe encourage them to then be more masculine, alpha, step up, whatever, just that gives them more confidence and charisma to go after their dreams, whether in their, professional role or
Normally modern women don't do that. They don't. A modern woman can't coach a beta male to be a alpha man.
You don't think so?
No,
Uh-uh.
that takes it from the beta male himself has to do that, get that inspiration from his wife, and then take and turn that into a alpha male. So that is how that works to me.
Yeah, that's
Also,
true.
too, alpha male doesn't exist without beta males or all these other people. To be
That
honest
is
with you,
true. Yeah.
so without an alpha male, without a beta male, males don't exist because you can't see that dynamic in those relationships.
Yeah.
You trying to type something?
Oh, there we go. Yeah, I was
There
trying
we
to
go. We
get it.
fixed it.
Ooh. Hi. Sorry. Thank you.
Yeah. And we have someone. We have a follower
Yeah. What's
in the
up,
chat.
Blueprint
Yeah.
family?
Thank you for
Tuning in.
joining.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. And then so
Yeah.
as we continue on, we also have the Gamma Man.
Mm-hmm.
So Gamma males. These are the shy, not really motivated or determined to do much men. Isn't
Okay.
persistent enough to achieve his goals.
Really?
He has an issue to focus on things he starts, and so has a lot of unfinished projects. That can be me sometimes. I like to get into a whole lot of different projects, and then you know go around and work on some things at a certain time, and then not finish it. But ultimately, I do like to complete everything that I'm doing.
Yeah, I think that's what makes you a step above it because you go back and at least finish it and complete your task.
Right.
With these gamma males, apparently they don't. And they can often be like yes men, apparently, within the workplace environment to where they'll commonly not give their honest opinion on something. They'll just be like, yes, sir.
Right.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. Yeah. And then he blindly relies on his partners and often cheated or take advantage of.
Right.
So
Yeah.
those what a gamma man can become a stalker if he likes a woman. So he has self-esteem issues and never has confidence in his abilities.
Wow.
He is super sensitive and touchy kind of guy. So yeah, that is the shy guy. The shy guy. So he's just trying to basically doesn't exude a lot of confidence.
Okay.
Basically just try to roll with the punches, but he doesn't have the faculties within himself to express his true feelings.
Mm-hmm.
That's what
So he'll stalk your Instagram instead and put heart emojis under your pictures.
Right.
That's all he got.
Right. So, ladies, you probably see a lot of those guys in your DMs.
Wow.
Giving you compliments, shy compliments. You look beautiful today. That dress look nice on you. Things like that.
Yeah, but it never progressed to more than that.
Right. Exactly. They won't ask you out. Gamma guys won't necessarily ask you out, as they are super shy and sensitive about those type of topics. Okay. So for the women out there, we're just laying this all out here so that you can all describe and articulate what type of man and the description of man that you can see and what you want and what you desire as far as traits.
Yeah, we're not saying that one is better than the other because, like we pointed out, some women may prefer the beta male, some would prefer the alpha, some may want a gamma male. Like, it's just all based on the characteristics that stand out to you. And surprise tomorrow, we're not going to get into it yet, but surprise tomorrow, which even will help you even more as a woman, who you can connect with the most based off of your own traits. So, yeah. Anyways, let's keep going. The omega male is considered the odd man out. That's different. So he's like laid back and comfortable sitting on his couch playing video games. Okay, we know that, especially in this video game culture we grow up in. We, I'm sure, have come across a few omega males. He's skillful and self-sufficient, but he isn't interested in playing a part in the rat race. So more so, he's not the one that is going to go out and get those professional jobs, those type of jobs that you would see within more on indeed.com. That's not more so his thing. He would go out and do his own little things and make his own money. So he would definitely be considered odd in that sense. But he could actually be pretty intelligent, because to actually go out and do that takes risk. It takes, thought. It takes using your higher faculties to actually have the courage and go out and do that. So, that's one plus with an omega male for sure. Yeah, let's see. It also says that in his love life, he would control his partner and want things done as he wants. Okay, that kind of sounds like a red flag.
Yeah, so actually some of these are red flags in which women you all need to look out for, and also
Yeah.
men too. These are personality traits that you need to self-reflect on and try to elevate yourself on this scale. So yeah,
Right.
there are negative traits. I think there's negative traits possibly for all of these guys, but some are actually more, I think, are more harmful than others.
Yeah.
So to me, like the omega male is kind of like a lazy person. That's the lazy male. As far as they look, doesn't want to, the inability to fetch high paying jobs or grab attention from women.
Yeah.
But an omega male is often the most intelligent one among his peers, even though he may not be quite successful.
So like the social reject,
Mhm.
right? Like the one that he's pretty smart,
I'm
but
gonna
he's
tell you
not
what
like,
this is. This is a lot of simps are omega males
Okay.
because they pay those women on the internet, and you don't see them, and they're not really jockeying for your attention and things like that. So that to me is what then they go back and play video games.
Yeah, and have you heard about that trend? Like the woman will go on the video game and like
Right.
sell themselves on the video game because they're playing the video games too. They're able to connect with the man. Like it's real, especially like I said, in this culture of guys playing a lot of video games. So yeah, that's quite interesting.
Yeah, but omega male can be difficult to please and has unrealistic expectations that are most often not fulfilled.
Okay.
Because of this, they can end up staying single. Omega women are the perfect match of this type of man.
Okay, that goes into what we were going to talk about tomorrow, getting into a little bit more with our women. But we are not quite done with the males. So
Right.
up next is the Delta male. So the Delta male wants people to know him and like him, but he doesn't have the capacity to draw attention on his own. So he's kind of the one that wants to, have he has these lofty dreams. He wants to be something big, but he doesn't know how he's going to do that. So he's really struggling on who he wants to be as a man, maybe finding his identity,
Right. Yeah. Delta men often at times look for others to help them.
Okay.
So I know Delta males as well. So I think I know more so a couple beta males and Delta males, and yeah, they look for others to try to help them to get along in life because they themselves can't figure life out in order to, because their dreams often at times are so lofty, like you said.
Yeah,
So
they don't know how to break it down into
right,
like the logical steps
the
or the next
realistic
logical
steps.
step. Yeah, instead you're so wrapped up in the big picture that you forget even how to get to that, the full picture.
Right.
Yeah.
I like this part where it says whether he went through a bad breakup or has developed trust issues in the past, a Delta male will be slow to trust new people
Mm,
as he is often very reserved. There is a
okay.
sense of not caring and that he does not have many thoughts of how to act as his own person. So
Wow.
they like to, rely on the thoughts of others. He is resentful, rarely resentful, rarely looking inward to resolve issues as he looks to others to blame for his problems.
Yeah, and that would make sense on why he can't find his own identity.
Right.
Because in order to find your identity, you really have to look within.
within.
Yeah, because it's who you are. So you really have to find out the characteristics that you like about yourself, the things you probably need to work on. And so then that you can recognize where, okay, your growth could be at and how to, actually plan for that. But again, this Delta male seems to be one that's not really up to taking on that mental faculty of going in and self-reflecting. So
Hmm.
that's unfortunate because, that could really result in like you getting into a relationship and then you actually not haven't healed yourself, like it said about the past relationship. You haven't healed yourself, so you bring in those unhealthy behaviors and you could push your person away, and you probably even had found that person if you actually knew how to communicate in a healthy way, but your traumas kept it from materializing more than, creating another traumatic experience. So
Right. I do want to read this. A
okay.
Delta male will be resentful to a person he used to
Okay.
date or was friends with in an unhealthy manner, instead of remaining unhappy and unproductive in his own life. Oh, I'm sorry. Instead of moving on with life and growing as a person, the Delta male will use this person as an excuse to remain unhappy and unproductive in his own life. So there's also cases of narcissistic mothers. So they may look to people who raised them and use them as an excuse, or their environment as an excuse to why they cannot get up in life or achieve their goals in life.
Yeah, take the victim role.
The victim role.
Yeah.
Yep. He is self-sabotaging. Again,
Mhm.
the Delta male is a self-sabotager.
Mm.
The Delta male is likely to act manipulative or lie to get what he wants. In doing this with the few people that want to hang out with him, the Delta
Mm.
males makes it very easy for people not to trust or want to be around him.
Yeah.
The Delta male is very likely to be a lonely person. While he may have once been the life of the party with many friends, the Delta male has turned into something bad. So it's like an alpha male who has fallen from his grace, pretty much.
Yeah, all
Um,
because he didn't go in and self-reflect in a way.
right.
So women, you gotta really pay attention to that too. If you get in a relationship with somebody like that, and pay attention to if he's manipulating you, if he's maybe blaming you for what's going on, definitely is a red flag if a person doesn't take accountability or say like, maybe this is something that I should consider at least. Giving you the opportunity to express yourself and allowing them, the ways to express themselves in a healthy way. Kind of like when you were saying about having a narcissistic mother, going back to single motherhood. I know we talk a lot about this in statistics, but fact of the matter is 48% of us are 48% of our American population has grown up in a single family household, the other half with two parents. Maybe they're not even married, but the point is that just growing up in a single family household, we came from one. You're missing an important element that can sometimes create traumatic experiences for you, whether it's recognizing, I don't have that, I'm not like, other families out here or whatever the case may be. Nothing wrong with it. We all have the capacity to grow from that place. I'm just saying that starting point is where you take on a lot of those not those traits that may be unhealthy because of growing from that environment. And that's again where it really goes back to going and doing the work, the self work, so that you can grow, mentally be prepared for a relationship and what it means to take on somebody's else's reality too,
Right.
because that really matters.
Now, speaking on that, as far as like childhood and growth and parenting and those statistics, being that 88% of those 46 or 48% of the single families, single of the children who are raised in single parent household, 88% of them are raised by women.
Mhm.
Now, like I said yesterday, that a woman can only teach a boy how to be a boy, and it takes a man to teach a boy how to be a man.
Mhm.
Now, out of these traits so far, um, I can see that an alpha male, a man can teach a man, an alpha male.
Mhm.
So in order to create an alpha male, the shortcut to get to there is trying to find a male mentor who exudes these characteristics of an alpha male.
Which you commonly see in like basketball sports, like the young man will find a
Or either in your community, like a
mhm,
coach,
right,
people, men of
football or
leadership,
something. Yeah.
men of leadership in your community. These are
Mhm.
your mentors.
Yeah.
If you thrive to be an alpha male, those are your mentors.
Mhm.
So try to find these people. Um, try to stay away from being a beta male. a beta male, if you can graduate to becoming a beta male, um,
I mean, alpha male.
um, well, if you're a beta male, try to graduate and become a alpha male
Mm-hmm.
in order to get along in life and also to take advantage of the resources of what the beta male is enjoying in life.
The alpha.
I mean, of what the alpha male is
I
enjoying in
know,
life. I'm
right?
sorry, there's a lot of
All of this beta, alpha,
right,
sigma thinking of
right, right,
yeah.
and then also too as the gamma man, you need to the beta male is least social. You
Yeah.
know, the gamma man is less social, more so like the lazy man of the bunch. And
Yeah.
then
But
well, no, not the gamma man, the omega man
yeah, yeah.
male. And that's the video gamer.
Right. Yeah. But even just to recap with that beta male, and the single mothers, like I guess the key factor for a beta male to end up graduating to that alpha male is to actually be able to build that confidence so that you
Right.
can, elevate
Which is
yourself. Yeah.
which is led by a male. You
Yeah.
have the
Yeah.
you see those
Something.
examples and those characteristics in a leadership position.
Yeah.
So and then
Encourage if you have a beta male, because they say that women often like beta males for marriage, actually do the favor of encouraging your beta male to become more, because you really could help elevate your whole relationship. Not just saying that, oh, your beta male isn't, good where he is. No, but a relationship is honestly supposed to make you better. You're supposed to grow every, day. When you're with this person, you should feel like a better person.
right.
So definitely try to contribute to that beta male growing. And he doesn't mainly have to be like a alpha, top-notch alpha male, beat your chest. But
Right. But let me put this out here. A woman can't change a man. And a
yeah,
man
right.
can't change a woman. It has to you can only inspire this person, give them seeds of thought,
Mhm.
but it really takes the man to actually want to elevate himself to be more than what he already is.
Mhm.
So no matter what a woman tell a man, or the advice that a woman can give a man, or just being kind and nice to your man and nurturing and supportive,
Yeah.
that man can only go as far as his own mind will allow him to.
Yeah.
As
Yeah.
a man
True.
thinketh, so is he.
Yeah.
So therefore it really takes self-reflection, practice, and work in order to elevate the thought of the man to becoming an alpha male.
Mhm.
And then even the gamma man, his thing is that he's shy.
Mhm.
Shyness. Gamma man needs to practice what is it? Improv. Do some improv
Nice.
type of things after work.
Mhm.
Join volunteer type things. Be more social. A
Mhm.
gamma man seems to have some good characteristics about themselves, but they're just extremely shy. Those
Yeah.
you see those a lot of women can raise a gamma man. Young boys can
Mhm.
be stuck in that shy mindset about not knowing how to be confident. And
Yep.
I've been there. I remember playing youth basketball and not wanting to shoot the ball. I used to pass the ball a lot as a point guard, just passing the ball and things. And then
Oh.
the year that we actually won a championship was when I started shooting the ball. Me and my friends, I started, shooting the ball. So that that type of thing is where a gamma man can, try to be more social, put yourself out there. Um, if you need to go out with your male counterparts,
Mhm.
do social things with your male friends who are alpha males, and see what they do, so they're not as shy. I know
Yeah.
shy men, we kind of look up to men who aren't shy.
Mhm.
We like, man, I wish that could be me. It can
Mhm.
be you. You just have to do it. That's it. Just practice it.
Yeah.
Like I said, improv classes where you're talking and making up stuff is a great way to break your mold of being a shy person.
And ladies, if you come across a gamma man, often know that you might have to make the first move because
Hmm.
he's shy. That doesn't mean, be intimidated. That more than likely means you won't be rejected because he wants to talk to you, but he's too shy to do it on his own. So those would be the cases to, really approach him and see, where things could go.
Right. And then also the omega male, of course, mother raised by a woman, more than likely. This person is very uninspired in life and just likes to choose the easy routes. That's what I'm getting from the video gamer, inability to fetch high paying jobs and grab attention from women.
Right, because
So
he also probably won't like the women who like a lot of attention
right.
and are the ones to stand out, because he's not like that. So if you are one to stand out, just know you probably aren't the best match for an omega male who's going to want to be in the background,
These are
not
people
doing
who are
that.
hardly seen though. Omega males
Right,
don't get,
yeah,
they
yeah.
don't get away from the house,
Right. They
the
are the loner
couch.
for that reason,
Right.
right? Yeah,
They
yeah.
don't get off the couch and they don't get from behind the computer and TV and things.
Right. Now there is one more that we haven't gotten to yet, and that is the Sigma male, the most talked about, raved about right now. He's on the rise.
Right.
I think within the last year, maybe.
Before we
So-
do that, I
Oh,
want to
yeah.
I want to get to the Delta male and explain that a little bit more too in relation to how they were raised.
Okay.
So the Delta male, by far, the Delta male is very damaged and traumatized, and possibly from childhood traumas, being the fact that they rarely look inward to resolve issues within themselves and blame
Yeah.
other people. So
Yeah.
more than likely these men are raised by narcissistic mothers or people who tell them in life that they're not good enough,
Mm-hmm.
or they've encountered multiple situations in life where, like I said, people they didn't gain confidence in life. They definitely were not raised by men in this case, as if they don't have an example of what confidence look like or how to take responsibility for their own actions.
Yeah.
So these Delta men, they rely on the thoughts of others in order to get them out of their situations. And the thing is, and they're lonely, and they also are lonely people. Now, Delta males. Now, my advice to you all is to shadow again an alpha male, because they will have the characteristics so that, well, first of all, get help, get therapy for your situation and the reasons why you self-sabotage yourself. You need to know why you're doing that. First, you need to recognize yourself as a Delta male, that you're self-sabotaging and always blaming other people for your problems. That is not healthy or conducive to elevating yourself. Once you do get help with that, I guarantee you that you can break that mold and elevate yourself and possibly to becoming a alpha male. And I think you could step your way up on becoming like omega and then gamma and then ultimately a beta male and then alpha male. So you would have to go through those elevations of growth, because those people don't have the confidence in order. And what is it, when you take the initiative in owning up to your own mistakes,
Right. Okay.
accountability.
Yeah.
So they don't want to be held accountable for what's going wrong with their life, and they always think that it's somebody else holding them back. In all actuality, is really you. It's really you that's holding yourself back, Delta man. Yeah. So please go get therapy, get help with your issues, your traumas, so that you can free yourself and elevate, and so that you can become a alpha man if you choose to. Yeah. Now, let's talk about what my wife was segueing into, the Sigma male. So you all have probably been seeing this on the rise, and then also to all of these terms, all these new terms such as gamma and omega and delta and sigma are pretty much new as of I would say 2020 and 2021, 22.
Because all we really knew was the alpha
and the beta male.
Yeah. Or at least that's all they were really talked about within common personality traits.
Right.
So, yeah.
Right. So
one or the other. And that's two extremes, right? It's either one extreme or the other, which I kind of think like maybe there might be a way where a man may progress. Like you mentioned, you saw the young boy in you being more of like, what'd you say? The gamma man that was shy. So that young boy. So maybe like men progress through, stages of the type of men, especially if they were raised by single mothers and they didn't have the opportunity to be to shadow an alpha male. So yeah,
I have but let me go through this and I can put my life into an example of what I did to become a a hybrid. I think I'm a hybrid between an alpha and a sigma male.
Mm-hmm.
So well, I know that I'm a hybrid between an alpha and a sigma male. Now, so the sigma male, this is interesting. He is the type getting a lot of buzz right now. The sigma male is often called the lone wolf. But you should be cautious of sigma males, as they can just as easily convince you of something that nobody else could. So they
Mm-hmm.
have the art of persuasion. They are very persuasive and charismatic, I would say, also, and holding conversations with people, and they can get their point across and make you believe what they are telling you.
Yeah, good at articulating. Yeah.
They're good at they're clear, and then, like my wife said, good at articulating their message.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you see it as a positive or a negative, the cunning of a sigma male is undeniable. They are able to get almost anyone on their side and are great at persuasion. He is self-confident,
Mm-hmm.
popular with others, but they do not need the approval of others to feel good and reassured about themselves. That line of that reminds me of my childhood. I was popular, but I didn't seek the approval of other people. I created the results for myself, and that's what gave me reassurance and and knowing that, I was doing the right thing. I was on the right path. So that's what makes him likable. He does not dominate or seek attention like the alpha. Yep, and that was me as a younger person. But he wins any game he chooses to play. He is not an introvert, but he likes to stay quiet and keep his intentions to himself. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
A sigma male is confident, smart, witty, and ambitious. He is charismatic like the alpha, but he doesn't crave attention like the alpha does.
Yeah.
Remember, alphas, without beta males, alphas do not exist.
Yeah, because the
You-
alphas definitely crave that dominance. They
right.
want they need to have
energize,
that.
right.
Yeah.
They
That's why you
feed off of
always
that.
You see them in a pack and they're the main ones leading
The
that pack.
loudest, sometimes the
Mhm.
loudest people in the room is
Mhm.
the alpha male.
Yeah.
It's not always a good thing.
Right.
So women fall head over heels for sigmas because he is mysterious. They
Mhm.
say many sigma males prefer to have short-lived, passionate romances than settling permanently with someone.
Yeah, which makes sense because they can be manipulative in their
Mhm.
natural form. They're very manipulative, so the chances are is that they like their flings of being able to captivate one woman and then move on to the next woman and move on to the next woman and the next woman. Because they're so good at that,
Right.
and they don't really. Women don't really talk about it because they're not the popular one out in front of everybody, where they're like, oh, that's the player right there because he always out in front, da 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 da. He's like the background player. The
Right.
ones you don't really see, but you gotta keep my eye on you.
Yeah, they're more so possibly the women approach them.
Mm,
And then they create relationships that way, as
yeah.
opposed to going out getting the woman that they want. But I can see sigma males and alpha males possibly have ultimately long-term relationships, I believe. So
Yeah.
the sigma male, they say, is on the rise. So this type of man, again, is someone who is able to persuade, has self-confidence, popular,
Yeah.
likable.
But women also to be very cautious because of the fact that they don't crave that attention. You can like come across a sigma male and really like him, but he's not giving you the time of day. And you're trying to figure out, why is this man not paying me no attention? And then you start giving him more attention, and then you kind of get yourself lost up in the web of him because you're so enamored by his mysterious energy that's not chasing you.
Mhm.
So yeah, definitely pay attention to that when it comes to sigma males, which is kind of different from alpha males, because I think alpha males are more like, now you see it's what you get. Like, they're raw, blunt, outspoken. You kind of like know off back, like, you're a player, I know what I'm getting into, but I'm gonna do it anyway type thing.
Mhm.
But a sigma, you're like, oh, like maybe he'd be a little different.
Right.
Yeah.
So
But they can settle down. I'm not just saying, we're talking about the single ones, not the married ones. Because I think all men, when they make the decision, like we commonly say, when a man has decided that, oh, I found the one that I'm going to be with, he will leave all boyish behaviors, childish behaviors behind and elevate to the next step of being a man and a husband and a father. And,
Well, you can only hope that.
yeah,
That's what you're
right.
hoping for. But a lot of these other the beta males and gamma males and omega males can be in relationships and marriages as well, but
Oh, yeah.
they're not as productive as far as
Right.
professional careers or family life
And
in
that's
certain
okay for some
aspects.
people, though. Like, not everybody, I honestly believe not everybody is meant to be the rock star. Not everybody is meant to do that. So some people are meant to play their roles in the background, and maybe like the beta male supporting his strong woman out there in the field, is the role he's supposed to play. I am not opposed to the man being at home, like for the sense of at least the family's together,
Right.
At least the family is together. I would like more so to see a man in his more masculine role of leading the family and stuff. But, which providing does play a huge part in leading. We cannot deny that. So,
Mhm.
but it is what it is. Not all men want to do that, and that's okay. Not all women want to be super feminine led by a man. That's
Right.
okay too.
So women, now that you know these traits, what type of man do you actually desire
Mm-hmm.
according to these terms? Now we've given you the lingo, we've given you the definition, so now you all are be able to articulate and identify men that you come across.
Mm-hmm.
So what is my point? My point is that these traits should help you to better choose who you get into relationships with or who you allow to consume your time as a woman.
Mm-hmm.
And for men out there, we've given you these traits and definitions and terms. So now you are able to self-reflect
Mm-hmm.
and identify what traits in your life you want to change, what you want to strengthen, what weaknesses you like to strengthen, and then also to what trait, whether it's sigma or alpha, that you would like to become. Now, we put this out here to help refine men because of the statistics that we mentioned earlier by being raised. We weren't raised properly.
Mm-hmm.
Our parents could only give us the best that they could do.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times that was void of a lot of other um, resources, time and attention. And ultimately, we had to create ourselves after we left our parents. Of course, we're going this self-discovery thing, especially in your young adulthood, of who you are and who you want to be, or who you thought you are,
Yeah.
who you think you are.
Or you don't, and you become a delta male who just
Self-inflict, blame others.
self-sabotage. Don't do that to yourself. We really have
Right.
to recognize that it's okay. I think one of the biggest things for me in therapy, honesty moment, my big breakthrough in one of my therapy sessions was that it's okay that you didn't come from a two-parent household. That does not mean that that's the end. Like, and you will never be more, or you can't ever accomplish what somebody that did come from a two-parent household did. Because I used to always say, oh, but didn't have both parents. All children need both parents in the home. That's the right way to grow up. Sure, but it's realistically not the only way that people are growing up. What really matters is then you taking the responsibility of recognizing, okay, this was how I grew up. What habits did I maybe adopt that are healthy or not healthy? And then which ones do I need to let go so that I can then grow and become a better version of myself? Because you don't want to be stuck where you just come from. Like yesterday's clip, we go back to that. Them women, they were saying, oh, I want to thug like my brother. That's all you aspire to be, is where you come from. Like, we all come from, not we all, but a lot of us come from the hood, but I don't aspire to stay in the hood. Like, that's not something you aspire. That's not something I aspire in a man. Or when I was a young woman, I didn't aspire to have a man from the hood because I knew I wanted to get out of the hood.
Right. It's what they say. You're supposed to, men when they make it out the hood, what they do, they go buy their mama's a house. And they said they want to take your mama out the hood to the woods or the hills, and that's where you ultimately really want to be. You don't want to be in a hood. There's a
Yeah,
lot of negativity there,
right.
a lot of things holding you back, and you can't find um a lot of things. You can't find good qualities in people out there. There's a lot of hurt out there.
Yeah.
But
Now you know.
yeah, now you know. So these
Instagram people, I just wanted to mention Instagram people are the traits on our YouTube.
Mhm.
So if you can't see it on the Instagram, sorry, but you can see it on our YouTube. If you view the live later, you can actually see the traits more for
Right,
your reference.
right. And then also too for and then this is a shameless plug. My wife's wife course, wifeconomics.com. Go there, ladies. And then you can learn more about yourself, getting self-help, and then also the path on how to be a wife, better characteristics of what a wife actually is, so that you can attract your alpha male or your sigma male, or if you are so daring, a beta male, if that's what you're looking for.
Yes, because we do have topics on that, of all the different types of males, and how the whole episode of being your own feminine woman to attract these different type of men, because they're, like we were talking about with the gamma men, they're very shy, so you might have to be a little more outgoing and a little more confident within yourself in order to attract him. So what a beta male.
Why would a woman want a gamma male though?
I don't know, but I, like I said, I truly believe that when it comes
nice.
to not only that, but gamma males, the potential, everybody has potential, and I truly believe in that. And so, like, the potential of, I'm not gonna shun a man away. If you see a man and he's a good man, and you recognize, oh, you're more probably like a gamma male, but you could be a little alpha male sometimes, or maybe you could be a little, maybe you could be a little sigma male here and there. So then maybe you can go and encourage more of those alpha male traits by helping influence him into roles that let him exercise those alpha male qualities. Exactly. Yeah. So it's really more so, and it's not really being manipulative, but just creating a space for healthy expression, because men will be fluid, and I guess sometimes the type of men that they are. So with the gamma male in particular, they're shy and they have a chance of not really finishing what they start. Maybe you as a helpmate could help him finish some things that could be great ideas, and then you could propel him to being an alpha male, because hello, success, you have been a helpmate to him. So yeah, the Wife Economics course, we definitely cover all of that, because it's important for women to really understand the type of men that are out here, and then really how you can connect and use your femininity if you so choose to connect and unite with any type of man. Yep. Because what was the rates? I think our very first show, we hit the rates. It was like 50-50 by the age of 32 or 35. It was like 50-50 for the male to female ratio. There was one male for every female
in the United States.
Yeah, in the United States. So that's promising rates. Not saying that that would happen, but
but they won't necessarily be an alpha male or sigma male.
Exactly.
I am just interested in knowing what women are actually looking for as far as these characteristics, what they really want.
Call in, guys. Seriously, call in. That's what this is all about. I know starting off, we kind of got to talk, so y'all can hear our perspective and stuff, but we really want to hear from you guys. So call in, request to join live. Tell us what you like in a man,
Because I think that especially modern women. So if we can jump on the case of modern women, it seems as if like they would want, I don't know. It all depends on what spectrum of modern women you're looking at. So like those young girls yesterday, it seemed as if they're looking for alpha males. Possibly a lot of women are looking for alpha males because they were not raised by men. And so the characteristics they really look for, they don't know it, but they're qualities of alpha men that they're strong leaders.
Because they want to be led, like a natural desire of wanting to be
led by a strong man. Now, the exceptional women, go back to our first video when we talked, second video, when we talked about exceptional women. Exceptional modern women more so will look for beta males because that complements their type of lifestyle, because exceptional women are often seen as alphas in which they have their own.
Exceptional, for those that have not seen that, the definition of that is when you are kind of like an outlier. So you have some grandiose trait, whether it's a lot of money, being super beautiful, whatever it is that makes you an
Famous.
outlier, famous, whatever it is that makes you exceptional. And that doesn't necessarily mean that, oh, it's great. There can be exceptionally bad traits as well. So,
Right.
just you're exceptional.
But
Yeah.
those are usually those women, when you think of it, those women who say they don't need a man for anything
Right.
because they really can provide for themselves.
Oprah Winfrey. She's
Right.
exceptional. That is like the
And
number one one to
Stedman,
think.
beta male,
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
it's just
Exactly.
it's just a thing that happens.
Yeah.
Those compliments, opposites sometimes complement each other
Mhm.
very well.
Mhm.
But to be honest with you, I think that, if this was a perfect world, we should have a world full of alpha males and sigma males, but understand too that alpha males won't exist without betas. So that's
Right.
the caveat of all of that,
Mhm.
which is you can get beta males to graduate to be alpha males or sigmas. So,
Mhm.
like I said, all of this is fluid, because I can honestly say that I've experienced, we've all, as men, probably experienced all of these traits in our
Mhm.
lives. But, I've gave you all examples, and what I gave you all men examples of what to do in order to achieve the alpha male quality, and then also the sigma male quality. Find mentors.
Mhm.
Delta males, find therapy first, because you all are by far the most damaged.
Mhm.
Gamma man, who's real shy, get some improv classes going,
Mhm.
where you have to interact with other women, and just acting, just acting out, other ways to express yourselves besides being shy, and this being what is it?
Assertive.
Uh,
Maybe even talking in the mirror. That's like one thing. I
Are they
I
the
know.
stalker? Are they the stalker?
No.
Or
No, I think the Gamma Man is that who you're talking
Yeah,
about?
I'm talking about
Yeah,
yeah,
they
gamma
are the
man. Yeah,
stalker.
so
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
be the
yeah.
stalker.
Yeah. Talk in the
You
mirror
know,
and improve your confidence. That's one way
well,
that
that's
you
the
can
least that
also.
you can do. But you really need to,
Yeah,
you
right.
really need to be
The
social
least.
with other people
Yeah.
and get
Yeah.
out there.
Yeah.
Like I said, try to find tag along with an alpha male, or
Right.
or either be a loner again with the sigma.
Get
So
out them DMs. Don't be a stalker.
right, and then actually say what's on your mind.
Right.
Instead of saying, instead of giving a watered down compliment to a woman, saying that, your hair looks nice today. But nothing's wrong with those compliments, but you're not getting your point across as far as, can I ask you out for a date?
Mm-hmm. Or really trying to get to know the woman.
Right.
Yeah. That's true.
And then, like, the omega male, get off the couch. Stop being lazy.
Yeah, video games are fun, but it's not all life.
Yep.
But
Stop
yeah.
simping. That's what a lot of those omega males are, simps. I said that earlier, but they are. Those are the people who hide behind the chats and the and give out money to the OnlyFans women, modern women. Those are the type. I'm honest, for real. Those are your omega men. That's what they do. And then the delta male, like we said, get help.
Yeah.
And then sigma males is on a rise. These guys are pretty much do it themselves, self-confidence.
Yeah.
They don't care about social trends or anything like
The
that.
quiet ones. I think too, they're on a rise too, because a lot of men now, if y'all haven't noticed, it's like a trend of men trying to better themselves. So they're not I guess involved in as many popular things like going to the club or like getting involved in like all the women and doing all these things. They're more focused on themselves, hitting the gym, doing stuff like that. So maybe you can attract you a sigma male at the gym, looking things that you would see what a sigma male would do to better himself, because they seem to be very disciplined. So maybe check out gyms and stuff like that. That's the whole thing. They'd be like, for men to not try to hook up with a woman at a gym, but I don't know, women, you kind of want a man who in the gym and doing his thing and something like that. Like that is the most underrated thing, because it takes discipline to get up every single day and go to the gym, especially if you're consistent with it. It takes real discipline. So if a man is doing that, that's something to really look for, so yeah.
So yep. So that's where you will find, you can also Lowe's.
Oh yeah,
you can find some
Lowe's.
sigma men.
Home Depot.
Find your sigma man at Lowe's. He's putting together a deck somewhere.
Yeah.
He's building a
What do you
deck
say?
somewhere.
Saturday morning, 8 a.m. Go in your local Lowe's.
And then your alpha males are your leaders in your communities, mostly your bosses and white collared executives.
Yeah.
So those are your alpha males. So those tall buildings downtown in the cities, ladies, that's probably where you'll find your alpha male. But there's a lot of beta males in there because there's more beta males than alpha males. So just be careful.
Yeah.
So we've given you all the game tonight. So don't forget to hit the like and subscribe to Blueprint Family Jewels. This has been fun tonight.
Yeah, Monday through Friday, 8:30 p.m. We are dedicating our time to really help elevate and move our culture forward with solutions that unite us in love, because that's super important. It's so many things out here that's trying to separate the man and the woman. And I, for one, am tired of it. I feel like that's an attack on God, and I won't stand as long as we can breathe on that. Being married was the best thing that happened to me for my life. And I seriously would love to, for the women that have not gotten the course yet, seriously, it's a great opportunity for me to impart the things that I've learned to eliminate the trial and error of how to get a man, how to keep a man, how to really understand your femininity and what it really takes to be within your natural, godly, divine role. So yeah, thank you.
Yep. And then, like my wife said, her course will help you to identify these red flags and then identify your alpha male, sigma male, beta male, and, and such.
And how to protect yourself. Because once you know your role as a woman, it's also important that you protect yourself as well, so that you don't get taken advantage of. Because that doesn't mean that we're get taken advantage of.
That means making good decisions, making the best decision. Risk management. I preach a lot about that every night. Risk management. You want to make as less of any mistakes as you possibly can by identifying red flags. That's what risk management is all about.
Yeah. And that's what we're here to offer you guys. So thank you. Call in. Y'all stop being shy. Call in. If you submit are questions. Shy, submit
the Gamba males out there.
We have the link, wifeconomics.com/submit a question. You can literally type in any question, and we really want the opportunity of reading a question and offering a solution, a positive solution for the question that you submit if you're too shy to get onto camera or whatever. But you also have the restream where you can phone in and actually be on camera, but not on camera. You have a little logo. So come on now, let's talk. Let's have a conversation. Let's create some families. Let's do some great things.
Yep. Well, we're going to go ahead and call it a night.
Yeah. Tomorrow, tune in because we're going to get into the female traits, y'all, because they got them for us too, believe it or not. And I didn't even know that existed. So
yeah, I didn't either.
Tune in. All right, y'all.
Peace. All right, peace.
Turn on some music.